as I've been watching Hard Knocks and watching the preseason, the thing that we've been talking about, even all year last year, is when the offensive line is fully healthy, it's going to be something to marvel at. Then the season's over, and we talked about Taylor Decker's back, talked about Frank Ragnow's back. Then we go through the draft. Then we start to talk about how good DeAndre Swift can be behind this offensive line. Then you get the Hard Knocks. I was waiting to see DeAndre Swift just like hit this switch, flip this switch, turn into this new player and see this new player, right? As I'm watching, his running style is so different than Deuce Staley's running style. Deuce Staley can run between the tackles. He was physical, he had decent speed. He was shifty, but he was a between the tackles runner. All the running that he made happen between the tackles. The long runs he breaks, read the tackles, read the reads, boom, jumped off the tackle's hip or came inside the guard. But he stayed between the tackles, stayed between the hashes. DeAndre Swift likes to get outside. DeAndre Swift likes to do the extra athletic things of that nature. If you're watching Hard Knocks so far, you've noticed Deuce going off on DeAndre for not seeing the hole, just taking the 2 yards. Like some coaches, they just want you to take the yards there because they know something could follow if you pay attention to the pattern. Meanwhile, some guys are like, look, I'm trying to go get this home run. When I'm watching DeAndre Swift, I'm asking myself, is he really it? Does he really have it?
No, Braylon.
Like, does he really, like, is he really the guy? Because as I watch, it didn't happen year one. There were injuries around there. There were some injuries last year. But it doesn't take that long to show that you're the guy. Now, you knew Odell Beckham was the guy. And I know it's a different position. But you knew he was the guy. And then he got hurt. He was like, okay, he's just hurt. But we know he's the guy. Well, DeAndre, he's been hurt. We still don't know if he's the guy. And I foresee him and Deuce clashing because how Deuce kind of yells at him. When he yells at him, you see DeAndre kind of shy away a little bit. You see him, yes, coach, and you see him put his head down. That's the thing that scares me is he's not going to be that guy, and Deuce it's going to blow up at some point.
It is one of my biggest fears for the Lions season is DeAndre Swift, because DeAndre Swift perhaps is the most talented skill position player that they have, offensively and defensively. This team is not doing anything without DeAndre Swift. I really believe that because he has that level of talent.
Yes.
He can be a top 6 player in this league at the running back position if he wants it. My problem is it looks like he's one of those guys, and I hope to God I'm wrong about this.
Timid.
I hope to God I'm wrong about this. But he looks like one of those guys. And Braylon, you could probably give me a laundry list of players you know like this right now. They got all the talent in the world, but they don't have the want to. You gotta have the fire in your belly. You gotta want to be great. And I'm just not sure, at least what I've seen from watching this television show, and it is a television show, but it concerns me a little bit, that he doesn't want to be great. And I like I said, I hope to God I'm wrong about that.
Well, I had a roommate, actually my roommate, Dave Underwood, and Dave was built like Tarzan. I'm talking, he was a 5-star coming in out of Madisonville, Texas, which is right by Houston. Talking about put together, he was chiseled. It looked like the gods put him together. He was just 6 foot. Like, he was everything you want out of a running back in college. Like, when you're in the off season, his training was amazing. Like, his running was amazing. He was fast. We would play back. Everything was lights out until you get him on the football field. Until you get him a chance to get in the game. And then he was in his head. He was always in his head. And I just wonder, is that him and DeAndre Swift? I hope it's not. But when I'm watching, I don't see a guy that's going for 1,800 yards. I see a guy that's going to creep to 1,000. And he's going to catch the ball in the backfield because he does that. But I don't see a guy that wants to take over. When you're a running back in this game, you get handed the ball first. That means you are implying the impact. That means you are the one running the ball with physical force. That means you are bringing the yards going forward. I don't see that. I see him picking and dancing and choosing. And I hope Deuce Staley can get him out of that, and maybe they meet in the middle. But I'm just worried right now as a fan. That's all.
I'm not going to worry too much yet. Because, like I said, it's only 3 weeks in.
Right.
They hardly used him in the preseason. He used him a little bit against Atlanta. You didn't see him against the Colts. But they got a guy in Craig Reynolds that has, never mind preseason. He showed up last year, went over 100 yards, I remember late in the season. And I know it's playing down at the end of the season. You don't have much to play for. But this kid, he's got it. That's a kid that's going to stay on this team, and he is going to be an integral part of this team, Craig Reynolds. And I still believe that DeAndre Swift can make something out of his career. I know it's really young still, and I know how his coach is on his ass, and maybe he doesn't want to take. Some guys don't take the heavy criticism real well, but I still think that he's going to come out. If he stays healthy, I think he will go 1,500 yards combined. But I love Craig Reynolds. I truly do.